So earlier this morning, Mark Murphy, Packers president, spoke with some reporters before he started out on this Packers annual bus tour where they travel around Wisconsin. And he was, of course, asked about the Packers Jets trade talks, what's going on there, because it's been a little while since we really heard any kind of updates. And so I want to give his response to these questions. He honestly does not give much, pretty much nothing, but I want to share what he did have to say. And so he was first asked by a reporter. I'll go through each question real quick and then give my thoughts on what's going down. So the first reporter says, is the ball essentially in their court? Like you said, this is what we want, either A, B, C, or D, and you're kind of waiting for them to, and then he answers, yeah, I can't really get into that. I know Brian and Joe have been talking. So Mark Murphy sort of keeping quiet, not really giving too much info. He gets asked then, are you expecting lots of questions on this tour? And how do you plan on handling those? He says, I do anticipate questions, and I anticipate saying that there's no update. It is interesting. 15 years ago, similar situation. So Mark Murphy, a month or so ago, before we knew what was going to happen with Rodgers and all that, he was sort of maybe shared a little more than he would have liked potentially. He was talking about Rodgers as if he was a QB of the past, and there hadn't really been any info out about it, what Rodgers' intentions were at that point. So maybe now he's trying to keep silent and not give too much information out. Then he gets asked this, do you need a deal to get done before the draft? Or are you guys okay going into the summer if that's what it takes? He says, again, that is something Brian is working on. I've been actively involved. There's really nothing more to say. So Mark Murphy wouldn't really give any kind of response, which sort of leaves all of us questioning what's going on. Are they having trade talks? Is a trade already in place? I covered that theory that I saw on Reddit yesterday earlier in this channel. So you want to see that, feel free to click on that or to watch that one. But we still just don't really know what's happening. It's possible that maybe the Packers and Jets aren't on the same side. That is what reporters have reported in the past, couple weeks ago. But right now, April 11th, we're about two-ish weeks away from the NFL draft, and we don't exactly know what's happening. And for all we know, Brian Gutekunst, Packers GM, and Joe Douglas, Jets GM, could be having lots of conversations. And for all we know, as I said, a trade could be in place, and they're just waiting for draft day to potentially make the trade happen, look at the draft picks, decide, okay, do we want to pick this guy at this point, or should we trade this pick away to the Packers? So regardless, we still don't know for sure when this trade will get done. Mark Murphy did finish off one final quote I want to say here. He finally gets asked about what he can learn from his first tailgate tour and what he can apply now from what he learned in his first year in charge. He said, well, I'm really glad that Aaron Rodgers turned out to be such a good quarterback, and I'm hopeful that Jordan Love turns out to be a similar quarterback. So it still sounds like the Packers are fully on board for Jordan Love in 2023, which means Rodgers will get traded. We just don't know exactly when, but still sounds like Rodgers is 100% going to be traded. So we'll see when this happens. That's really the question right now, and we really don't know what's happening, but hopefully a trade happens soon and the Packers get the compensation I think that they deserve, and we'll see what that is. But that's all I wanted to share, give you a little update from at least what Mark Murphy was asked. He would not give an update, so take from that what you will. But that's all I have for this one. If you guys would like to stay up to date with all Packers news, Aaron Rodgers trade news as we await what's going to happen, whether you're a Packers fan, Jets fan, NFL fan, whatever it may be, feel free to subscribe down below because I cover Packers content, Packers news all the time, so feel free to subscribe. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.